I do record these sessions, and I will indeed send you guys a recap with a link to the recording. That recording will take you straight to a YouTube channel where not only this, but other classes that I have taught are made available for you guys to review. The recap will also encompass a little bit of what we went over today with today's class, as hopefully everyone is aware of, is a InTouch 103 course. So not a 101 or 100 level, but we're talking specifically about the Marketing Center and ways that you can use that to better leverage some of the materials that are in there to be a part of your marketing strategy. For those who do not know me, my name is Anuj. I am the field marketing specialist here in Santa Cruz and Monterey County. Just a couple of housekeeping tips before we get going. Please remain muted through the entirety of the session. I do take questions at the end, but in the effort to get everybody out of here in under a half hour with all of the information we need, it helps if we save everything to the for the appropriate time at the end of the session. You can unmute yourself or feel free at any point to type questions into the chat located on either side of my head when you open that window, and I will address those at the end of the session as well. Beyond that, let's go ahead and get rolling. I will share my screen in just a moment. We are talking about InTouch, obviously, which is your CRM, and some of the tools for both listing and personal brand marketing that you can do in this system. And really, everything you do is built around marketing your brand and business. So that's kind of the hyper focus when you're thinking of utilizing any kind of asset, whether it's through the vehicle of a listing or something community related or something that's just a warm contact point. Whatever the case may be, as a part of your marketing strategy, you want to make sure that you're doing the best to not only leverage everything out of this system in a way that speaks to your consumer, but leveraging the data that comes back from the campaigns that you run so you can better tailor things, again, for your consumers' needs. You guys should see my screen pop up in just a moment. And we are looking at CB Desk. That's where everything is going to get started, of course, in our InTouch tile. I just want to highlight that before we dive in, because of course these tiles can be moved and navigated wherever for whatever best suits your purposes. If you do ever need to look for a tile, I always recommend using that search feature. It will always bring up whatever you are looking for. But I digress. Once we open this tile, we will end up right on our landing page for InTouch. And like I said, this isn't a 100 course, so I'm not going to dive in to anything that isn't related to what we are talking about today, which is the Marketing Center. Before you dive into the Marketing Center at any given point, what you want to do is always double check your My Account situation. It's always a good thing. Every, if you're new, check it right away. If it's been, a quarter, I'm a big fan of quarterly or biannual check-ins on these kind of things, just as a handy touch point. You always can find creative ways to update information to make things look fresh for your consumer. And this is one of those spaces where you just want to make sure everything's tight and as it needs to be. Hitting edit right here in the top left is going to allow these fields to become editable, as you can see. Contact methods to show on your website. You're always going to want to make sure these are accurate. I don't have an Apple phone, so FaceTime isn't an option for me, but I can do Google Duo. So I want to make sure I check all of those things off. Make sure your license number is there. Any designations, make sure you include those. The external email, this is something that will replace the CRM email. Anything sent out of this system will be sent from this CRM email, specifically for tracking purposes. So Market Leader can give you the analytics back on whatever you are sending out. But if you want that reply email to be different, you want to put in that external email here and then select it for the reply to email below. That will allow any of your consumers who are replying to it, as it sounds to reply to the appropriate email. Make sure your address is correct. Obviously, do not touch the disclaimer. Legal will update that whenever that needs to happen. Include your tagline, your call to action, whatever. Again, when we talk about personal branding and marketing strategy, if those things are things you haven't really thought about in regards to your brand and business, reach out to your field marketing specialist. That's where that ball gets started. You should work hand in hand with your field marketing specialist and your manager to make sure you have a strong business plan and a marketing plan that is a part of it. I mean, in our industry, the marketing plan is probably the largest part of your operating expenses because your traditional operating expense is fairly fixed as a real estate agent. So it's what comes into everything from a marketing vein, what are the things you can leverage in this scenario at cost with that operating expense, and then you can start to think about what you want to supplement with beyond that. But all of that happens from having a good foundation. So I reference, part of your strategy, part of a marketing plan, part of your marketing budget a few times throughout this class. If those things are new to you or you need to get started, feel free to ask me any questions or get in touch with your local field marketing specialist and your manager, and we can get that ball rolling with you. The bio summary and full bio are more pertinent to your website, so I'm not really going to talk about them, but just a quick gloss over. This is obviously a condensed version of that biography, and this is the full bio. Once you are done editing all of these options below, including your social media options, and a quick asterisk here, do not link to anything that you do not actively use. Again, a good part of a strong marketing strategy is leveraging what you are good at. If you have a LinkedIn, for example, and you do not use it, do not include it. Nothing's more harmful to your brand than a consumer landing on a page that you are linking to that has no activity. Once you do have all of these ducks in a row, you're going to hit save. And just like that, everything will be saved. Now that we've focused on your information, we're going to go ahead and click on marketing and dive into the marketing center. When you land on the marketing center, the dashboard you will hit is everything included in the InTouch suite by market leader. The stuff that comes, again, at cost. Now, there are additional bundles that are made available to InTouch Pro users. I, for example, am not an InTouch Pro user, so you're going to see everything that's available to most of you as is when it comes to what you want to be able to use as an agent. Email and video marketing is everything you're going to want to live in. We have other vendors for print marketing, so you're never going to hear me or any of the other marketing specialists suggest that you go into InTouch for print marketing, but the email marketing and the email campaigns you can get out of this are fantastic. But before we even dive into that, the first thing all of your accounts have is a monthly newsletter, which can be a great contact point and an engagement point for a lot of your sphere. So we're going to start by clicking on that. And it's going to go over a lot of what the hefty editing for this space will include anyway. Now, the first thing you're going to see right up at the top here, you can either personalize these, which I highly suggest, right? Tailor these to your audience, make it something that they will see value in. A great real estate agent is one that provides more than just information about square footage and appliances and school zones and things like that. You need to be a connected member of your community and a representative member of your community and share that information with your consumer. That's how you create sustainable and generational business and consumers who are much higher willing to recommend you to other consumers because you have more than just that basic value. So this is where, again, we talk into building that strategy and having it be a part of your brand and a business and the way you operate. This is a great place to get started. Now, the date on which these are scheduled to go out will depend on when you joined Coldwell Banker and when your account was activated. For me, mine go out on the 7th of each month, and I can see all of the completed ones and all of the previous articles and everything that were sent out are always made available. Close that. And the current one that you can see my upcoming is October 7th and I can hit personalize. That's going to take me into the region where I can edit the email that has been created, and again, start to add my own flair to it. So for example, if I'm going to send this out, I might call this, you know, something that fits your vibe and whatever your brand is. These logos you'll see are part of the My Account section, where you can choose the type of logo you would want displayed on your marketing collateral. If you want to change that, I'll jump back and show you where that is in just a moment. But as you can see, these are usually ready to view and preview about a week before the new month starts, which is right on time. We're in the last week of September. You can see everything that's in here with a whole emphasis on, tax-friendly states and buying home sight unseen. If this is a great place, if I've got videos from Listing Concierge, we can leverage, I might take out this whole section. You can go in here and start to edit however you would like and whatever you would like. You can add your own articles and manipulate as you please. And you've got a text editor built in, so you don't even have to worry about spell check mistakes if you're using Google Chrome, that is. And as you can see, this works like any basic word processor. You've got your fonts, a handful that you can select from, font sizes, indents that you can choose, as well as line height for spacing and text alignment. If you use that horizontal line feature, it's going to create one of those. You can cut, copy, paste, find and replace, bold, italic. You got text color, background color, bullets, numerics. And then here's where it gets a little bit more creative. You've got your special characters. You've got your link sections. So let's say I wanted to talk about, here's my latest example of a virtual let's say of virtual advertising used with my listings. And then you can have your article here, and let's say click here to view the listing. I can just select the click here. I can make it the whole thing, but whatever you would like it to be, let's say I just want the click here. I can go, this is the listing itself. Let's say I want to share the page from Coldwell Banker Homes. I'm going to right click and copy, or Control C for you Windows users out there. And then I'm going to go back to my InTouch as soon as I can get this thing to go away. There we go. And then I've got my click here highlighted. I'm going to hit Insert Edit Link. The other one, the broken one, obviously will break links. We want to create one. I'm going to paste my URL right here. I'm going to make the target new window just to make it easy for my consumer. And that's it. Display text is click here. I hit OK. And just like that, we're good to go. Again, if I wanted to delete it, I can highlight it, remove. I can make it the whole thing. Whatever works best for my consumer and this email. You'll also see superscript, subscript, images. Any image that is already in here is also editable, but you can add your own image. You will see that same window pop up. Now, my images is going to be anything that you upload into the system, and it creates a library that you can organize based on your need. And you can grab images that you've already uploaded that you need to upload. You can select them and delete them if you don't need them there anymore, by just like you would in a word processor. You get the cursor next to it, backspace, it's gone. If you've got an existing image, same thing. You can go in here, upload one, choose one that you've already uploaded and get rid of it, or go to the stock photo library and grab something right out of here to slap in its space. Same concept with video. You can add a video. Let's say, again, we're talking about the property tour. I've already got one on my YouTube channel for this listing. So we can go into my YouTube library. Now, I teach a class on YouTube that'll be happening next week. If you are unfamiliar with this platform and don't really have it as a part of your marketing strategy yet, it is a 100 level class in 2 parts. I will have it going next week. I highly recommend you take that. But I digress. Let's go ahead and grab my video from my listing. All you need is that shareable link. You can do this with either videos from YouTube or Vimeo, as you will see. I'm going to hit this insert video. Wherever my cursor is, that's where that video is going to go, just like with the photo. And then all you got to do is drop that share link right in here. Submit, and the video is there. I can click, grab one of these squares at the bottom and adjust it so it is the right size that I want. And that will now link out to the video, which will take the consumer here to my YouTube channel where they can watch it and then again be drawn into the rest of the material that I create for my consumers. People hear with their eyes. You can link this. You could post underneath that. Here is the commercial that I run on Fox 35 and ABC 7 as a part of the advertising package. Show off what you can do right here in this newsletter. That's how you really edit, though. Anything that you'll see in this space, you'll have this little window, and it works just like that. You can also insert articles from the article library. And just like that, bam, I've got a whole Healthier US. If I made a video talking about diet, exercise, and self-care, I can grab a quick article like that, and I bumped up the value of what's in here by easily using what's already made available to me in the system. Now you can preview, much like it sounds like, by hitting preview. Send a test email for you. You can include showcase properties, which will also add a list of homes that you include. And again, you can see mobile versus desktop. But I'm not an agent, so I don't have any showcase properties to add. I'm going to go back to edit. But I'll show you where you can choose those properties. I can select it in just a moment. Once you're done with everything, obviously you want to hit save for it to be a thing. I don't need to save it, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel. And then again, you can change that subject. So it doesn't have to be real estate news, October. It could be, October whatever that case may be. And again, whenever you are done, save and continue to have it completed and held. Now let's go and check the rest of what we have. Now, each of these campaigns will be managed under the second tab that I clicked there, Manage Campaigns. The monthly newsletter is active. As you can see, it's already built to go for you. And you get all of this great performance data and analytics that come back. There are tons of great additional campaigns. I recommend you get in here, look at what's available, and any of these things can be easily customizable and made for your own. Like the holiday campaign, an easy one. You can grab this template, you can send it to a group, you can send it to everybody in your sphere, and just like the newsletter, you can personalize them ahead of the date that they go out. You can customize them, you can change the email subject, do what you need to do, and then get all of that managed in the campaign area. I'm going to jump into the marketing center. And this is where every other piece of collateral, again, get your hands dirty, dive in here and see what's available. You hit email and video marketing. Anybody that's in my region, you'll see just like the example email that you'll get in your recap and that was included in the description to the class you signed up for. You can customize and make all kinds of great stuff like the stuff I send out to my agents every Monday and Friday. You will see when you dive right in, it is sorted by trending. So you've got a lot of fall emails going out right now. Hello, autumn, interested in buying, has 2020 got you thinking, etc. You can look at listing enabled only, which is super easy grab and go stuff. if you, for example, grab a listing, all you got to do is paste your MLS number in here. It'll generate photos and all of the basic info right off of MLS, and then you can go in and edit from there. Again, I'm not an agent, so that part's not necessarily activated for me, but I can show you how all that works with one of the other templates. So let's go ahead and let's say I wanted to set out, I just searched COVID. I want to send out something warm to my consumers. And there's this great template right here called Enhance Your Shelter in Place. All I gotta do is hit personalize, and out of the gate, it's made grab and go. So if you wanted to just send it like this, it's gonna drop your appropriate logos in there. It's gonna drop all of your contact info in there. You can save it and send it. Or you can go in here, you can check what these links are. You can add additional links. You can drop in a video of you talking to your consumers. You can do all kinds of great stuff. Once it's all ready, you hit save, call it Shelter in Place October. Save. That will now be in your design library, so you can come in, grab it, update it instead of starting from scratch again. And all you have to do is you can do two great things. You can publish to web and share, which gives you this great link that, like I said, if all of my videos have a video that I recorded included in them. So that video will take them to my YouTube channel where I put this link right in the description of the video. So again, consumers can get right to it. It gives you a web version of the email you're sending out. And then all you have to do is hit compose email. And this will blast right out of your CRM. Again, you can change the subject. Do not add anything to the body. If you're going to change the body, do it in the editing field that we were looking at. Then all you got to do to send it to people is either type in their email, or if they're a part of your sphere, you can add everybody, or you can add specific groups. Choose who you want it to go to. Save the changes. You'll see their names pop in. And then right here, you've got save as draft, send, or cancel. You hit send, it will go out. And just like that, you sent a great follow-up campaign for your consumers. I've actually sent a couple of these just to people that are in my sphere, in my personal life, from this system. And I get great response from people that are just looking to be caught up with things you can talk about, all kinds of great conversation starters that are in here, as well as using this opportunity to leverage yourself as a member of your community who actively cares about your consumers and can share relevant information to them, even if they're not looking to buy and sell. I'm going to hit my designs. You can see here everything that I've created, everything that I saved, just like my Enhance My Shelter in Place. So again, you can always jump back, grab that email, send it to new consumers, edit it, update it, do whatever you would like. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can build your own templates, leverage whatever you would like, and run from it from here. The image library, if you want to get ahead of uploading those images, you can have a library preset here. You can delete, organize, and update the section from here. And that's it, guys. That is the Marketing Center. It's a great place to dive in and leverage your brand to be in touch with your consumers in ways that are continually relevant to them. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and open up the floor for any questions that you guys may have. I'm also going to check the chat to see if there are any located in the chat, but it doesn't look like there are. So feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will put, a handful of seconds on the clock. I am going to use this time to talk about the survey that you will see in the recap that I am also posting right into the chat. If you guys would like to leave any feedback, it goes right to my management team. Any great feedback is obviously appreciated. Any constructive feedback can make me a better teacher for you guys. So anything that you would like to add, feel free to check out that link. I will get you your recap in about less than an hour, which again will lead to the YouTube channel where you can watch the recording, as well as all of the other sessions that I have available. This week, I am teaching one other session about open house tours and best practices for them, and kind of how you can build that as a part of your marketing strategy. It's the video I used as the example to upload one into our email template. So if you're curious about what that was, sign up for that class in Sales Pro. It's going to be a really valuable one. Any questions from any of our participants? All right, doesn't look like we have any questions. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.